Hello, everyone. This is the Axle Shifter here, and this is the 15th episode of Multiverse Wars. And I hope you like what you did with that intro right there, because I just wanted to add something new to this series I'm making. And I would say this turned out pretty well. Now, I could use some improvement a little bit there, but I will do that in the later on episodes of Multiverse Wars. But this episode, this is going to be a battle between the two of the robots that do try to be human beings, Jenny and Robotboy. These are two classic robot characters from either networks, both Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. And today, I'm going to be talking about who would win in this battle and why. So, I don't really have much else to say other than follow my Instagram and, yeah, let's do this. Jenny Wakeman, also known as XJ9 by her mother, of course, is the main protagonist of the My Life as a Teenage Robot series made by Nickelodeon, of course. And as we can clearly see, Jenny was built to be a crime fighter and fight crime and evil, but over time she eventually grew to get friends and eventually learn human morals, which we see as the character today as Jenny Wakeman. But now that we know her basic origin and character, now it's time we talk about her powers and abilities and what she can really do when it comes to fighting. Jenny is pretty powerful since she was programmed to be a hero and know all types of different forms of combat and weaponry. She also has other forms of weaponry as well, such as the Shiva swords, the buzzsaw arms, the heat gun, the fire and ice blasters, the fists of fury, which are basically just giant spike fists, the drill and hair feet, the mighty mallets, which are basically giant hand hammers, the electro claw, the thunder fist, the stun grenade gun, the Tesla cannon, and the hair razor ring, which is basically a razor boomerang. And she's also pretty smart as well, since while she does have the mindset of a teenager, of course, she does have a vast array of information since she is a robot after all, so she can grow to become more intelligent as time goes on. She's also pretty fast. It should be at least around sub-relativistic, since she was fast enough she was able to fly around the Earth in 80 seconds while delivering presents in Santa's plate. She also was fast enough to fly to Mars in Saturn in seconds, and also once again flew to space really fast. And as for her lifting strength, she is pretty strong, as she is shown to casually lift buildings, cars, trucks, and more, even giant monsters, and even a meteor in the intro. And she also has extremely high stamina since she is a robot, but she does need to recharge her once in a while, of course. And as for durability, she is pretty durable, but it is most likely around small city level, as she can easily take hits from Vexes, which is clearly her equal, of course. And as for her weaknesses, however, she is easily trusting of others, and as a result, can be quite naive most of the time. She can also be pretty careless and stubborn at times. And also, her internal parts are far more vulnerable to damage than her external parts. She quickly shuts down. And of course, her main weakness is of course water, which causes her to rust and just not work anymore. But overall, Jenny is still pretty powerful, but she does have her limits, of course. But with that out of the way, now it's time we talk about Robotboy. Robotboy was built by Professor Mishimo. He was designed to resemble a real human boy, of course, but he fucking failed at his job because he clearly doesn't. But anyways, he was pretty much designed to have 3 activation modes. Deactivation, where he up his doll, his normal phone, where he's roughly pretty much built the same as his owner Tommy, and a super activated mode, which is twice as his height and is much more powerful when it comes to his strength and durability, of course. And now it's time to talk about most of his powers and abilities. He is pretty strong. As an attack components, he is pretty powerful as well, as he was strong enough to his punch create a small mountain that was able to support a cruise ship. It even goes up to launch planet level when he is in more powerful form, and it becomes larger than the moon, and has created such a large amount of energy that he probably could have destroyed it, honestly. And his speed is easily massively hypersonic, as he was fast enough to reach a satellite in a matter of seconds. He also has an infinite amount of stamina, as unlike Jenny, he's actually a machine that has infinite stamina, as he is practically limitless when it comes to fighting for a long period of time, and he's even capable of fighting without his head. And he easily has extended range attacks, as he does have missiles and energy blasters as well. But as for his weaknesses, however, his grown-up form takes a long time to reach the moon, and he isn't really able to control it that well at all. And also his intelligence is extremely high, but he can be fooled at times when he is packed into, like we've seen multiple times throughout the series, though. And now it's time I talk about who would actually win this battle. Now, when it comes to this fight, things are pretty close between the two. I mean, Jenny is pretty strong herself, and Robotboy is also pretty strong. But now it's time I come down to talk about who would actually win this fight. And I believe the winner of this battle should be Jenny Wakeman, or XJ9. Now, here's the reason why. Now, don't get me wrong, Robotboy is pretty powerful himself. He is pretty fast, and should be at least somewhat faster than Jenny has, as he was fast enough to reach the satellite in a matter of seconds. But, however, Jenny is just far more, when it comes to abilities, Jenny has far more of them that Robotboy just can't really handle with. For example, she has the power of laser vision, as she was strong enough to shoot a hailstorm out of the sky. She also has a powerful scream, which could pretty much take out any type of glass material. She also has some combat cheese grater, which can kind of really distract the Robotboy, since he can be kind of manipulated just like Jenny, but in a sense, it's kind of worse for Robotboy. She also has pretty more strong, as she was strong enough to rip a table and rolls it down to a wall, breaks out blocks of ice, and he even kicks a crook into prison, and he even was strong enough to throw a rocket ship into Mars. She's also more likely to use her abilities more creatively, while Robotboy only really uses his abilities when the situation only calls for it. Jenny is just more like, just more useful when it comes to her abilities and powers. So overall, due to all these factors, with Jenny being just as fast as Robotboy, being stronger than him, and generally being more kind of intelligent than him, though they both can be manipulated enough, but I would still say Jenny's more intelligent, I would still say that the winner of this battle should be Jenny. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later in the next one. Goodbye.